Welcome to the Her Story Circle podcast, the podcast that brings you the extraordinary tales of everyday women who are changing the world. I'm your host, Gertrude Mache, and I'd like to acknowledge traditional custodians of the land on which we meet today. I also like to pay my respects to elders, past, present, and emerging. Every week, we dive into the lives, challenges, and triumphs of women from all four corners of the globe. We're here to inspire, enlighten, and connect, sharing stories that uplift and empower. So grab a cup of coffee, settle in, and join us as we explore the incredible journeys of women shaping our future. This is Her Story, where every woman's voice matters. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Her Story TV and the Her Story podcast. This is Gertrude Mache here in beautiful Melbourne, Australia. And today I am graced with the presence of yet another fascinating woman. I actually feel like I've met a sister from another mother. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our tribe. Please tell everybody your full name, where you're based, how old you are, and share your story with us today.
Hi everyone, my name is Tamanna Singh. I'm based out of Sydney and I'm currently in Delhi, India to launch my new brand. So I'm here and I'm super excited to interact with all of you. My story goes back around 15 years back when my husband, who comes from an army background, and so do I, we're the third generation Indian Army from the Indian Army. We decided to take a step further and started our own business. I've been in the business line for the last 15 years and I've enjoyed and seen all ups and downs. We shifted to Australia a couple of years back. I've got two boys, aged 24 and 22, who are now based out of Sydney and have Australian citizenship. For me and my husband, we keep doing up and down as it's important for us to grow our business and also as Indian Australian enjoy the partnership and enjoy the business harmony that both the countries have. I started my journey as an entrepreneur with Fashion TV India, being their master franchisee, and we had various verticals. It was an amazing journey. We had 200 plus stores under us. The number of operations that were done were from TV channel to salons to bars to cafes and a lot of other verticals that we had. It gave us a sense of how to scale a business from zero to one, but it came with its lot of learnings and ups and downs for us. Human resource, operations, handling daily problems, scaling a business, just to name a few. And that is when I realized that it's just not me because uh, although being an educated woman who have done some work in the past and who can understand technology and numbers, it was not easy journey for me. So I started doing mentoring for startups and especially for women entrepreneurs. I've been in that space for last 10 years. I've been awarded by two different presidents of India for my work and my contribution towards the women entrepreneurship and scaling of women businesses. I thoroughly enjoy that. Currently, I'm in India to launch my new brand, which is in femtech, and it is absolutely, absolutely so close to my heart. The new brand, Menoveda, is India's first menopause only brand, easing menopausal transition through Ayurveda. I absolutely enjoy this because it's a purpose driven brand for me right now. I think we have got hundreds of campaigns around the globe talking about menstrual health or for sanitary pads or for pregnancy or for childcare or for sex education. But we have very few or limited ones talking about menopause, which is absolutely inevitable. Every woman on earth will undergo menopause at some point in her life, and we women will be spending one third of our life in this phase. So it's important that we talk about it, we share our feelings, since nobody's journey is going to be same. Every woman will have different set of journey symptoms and will have different solutions often to her. This has been very purposeful driven journey, as I mentioned. During the course, I hear women when they tell us that how menopause is affecting their lives, how on a daily basis, on yet in a very radical way, their mood swings are spoiling the relationships with their husbands or partners or with their kids or in generally at workplace. I absolutely love contributing. I'm part of a lot of startups and incubators in India and in Australia, in Sydney itself. I love to speak to women, especially women of color, if I can help them scale the business, identify the problems. At the end of the day, it is not about it's not about the money that you have. It's about what you want to achieve with that. So it's important that while if you are in a business and you want to streamline, you want a strategy around it, that is where I come in. We women have given give you know we women give most of our time or priority to our family, to our kids, to society in general or our workplace, and we put ourselves in the last backbench or as a priority in the last. I think it's time that we take care of our health, we take care of our our skill sets, and we talk about it to other women as well. It's important to understand the phase that we are in, and it's never too late to start. I'm 46 right now, and I'm happy to start my third venture, and it takes a lot of guts. I was just speaking to somebody and I was telling them, because it's not easy, it's just not easy. But we women tend to not think about it thoroughly, and that is where the problem comes. If you think you have a business idea, especially if coming from that thought process, if you think you have a business idea, you want to scale, you got to work on it. You really got to work, but seek help, ask for help, and you will receive it. I think I'm a firm believer of that. I've had a huge support in Sydney and in Australia in general when it comes to my new startup and otherwise also. I've always had that support system where people are just a call away. I've had an amazing time with other incubators and other thought leaders and mentors in the system who've helped me understand that how is that we can, from a scaling perspective, take a brand, scale a brand. Australian journey has been absolutely amazing. I've just enjoyed my time in Australia, and I'm looking forward to meeting more lovely people and contributing to the ecosystem of startups, my as and other women entrepreneurs or other women groups where if my skill set is required, I'll be happy to help. From a family perspective, my husband is my co-founder and he's my backbone, and I absolutely enjoy this journey with him. And it's been he is my strength, and followed by my both my sons who have pushed me to do what I want to do now. And I see that in a lot of sense that it's so important to have these kind of pillars in your life, to have that kind of support system. As I mentioned, as women, it gets really difficult. We want to do something and we don't think thoroughly about it in terms of our support system, our ecosystem. It's important. If you're stepping up or stepping out into a business world, it's important that you resolve that matter within family or friends, that what support system can they bring on the table so that you can work effortlessly and freely around it. So it's going to be it's an amazing journey so far, and I'm looking forward. This is Menoveda is very dear to me. This is like India's gift to the women of the world, and we really want this age-old, ancient Indian science of Ayurveda to provide you safer and better solutions. The reason why we came up with the brand is also because when I spoke to a lot of my friends in Australia and US, we realized that there is a gap in the industry wherein either HRT as an option was there, or over-the-counter drugs, which were basically or mainly herbs or Chinese traditional medicine. Now, Ayurveda has its own solutions for this, and that is where we thought that being from India, having that strength, I'm a formulator myself, so might as well use that information and get it out. As an Ayurvedic brand, we ensure that all our products are clinically tested, researched well, and our studies are published in medical journals. We have ensured that with the brand, our products are toxin free, soya free, hormone free, and they actually work. It it's a very result oriented products that we have, and instead of just generalizing what we offer, so current market solutions, if you were to look into that, you'll find that they have one size fit all kind of solution. So we have categorized them into four categories of mental health, dermal health, physical health, and sexual health. Especially mental health. When it comes to mental health, women don't speak about it much. They think that sharing that they are in depression or they're feeling a low mood is something which is more of a taboo, or they'll not be comfortable, or it's something that they should not share, or just crying over the pillow over a couple of hours is going to resolve the matter. But that's not how it should be. Life is beautiful. We need to enjoy every day and every moment of it. So that's why we have segregated your 40 plus symptoms into four categories, and so that we can customize it as per your health preference or health priority at that moment. Currently, we've launched an Indian market, but we are also shipping globally, and we have a huge Indian diaspora who's already using our products. So I'm happy. Next is definitely we're going to launch in Australia soon, and in US and in Canada and other European markets. But it's always been very, very dear to me. I know a lot of Ayurvedic brands in Australia who are doing amazingly well, and I think it's about time that on a global map, Ayurveda plays a very important role when it comes to health and your overall being and happiness. So that's what we are trying to do here at Menoveda. It's interesting to hear stories when women tell us that they have been on antidepressants or they have been on sleeping pills for last so many years, and they're off it. They are because our products are not habit forming at the end of the day, so they're helping you to heal. And the beauty about Ayurveda is that it helps you to recover as well. Other than the prevention and the cure, it helps you to recover. So it's great. And same thing goes for your dermal health and physical health. When we find women telling us that either they're gaining weight, they can't lose it now, without taking into account the cortisol levels that are high because of stress, or is it the sexual health that they feel they are not comfortable talking about. Most of the time we've seen that it's a misdiagnosis that happens from the doctor's end. But nevertheless, this is a global issue. This is not in context to to India or to global thing. This is globally, we have found that women feel uncomfortable talking about it, or actually most of the time they are taken by surprise. That's what the survey said. Survey told us that like 67% women could not name more than 10 symptoms about menopause. So that's what we're trying to do. That's something very close to me right now. And as I mentioned, I'm more than happy to help other women and help them scale, or in any which way I can contribute, connecting them with the right people.
Wow. You are singing music to my heart. As a woman over 50 going through the change, it has been challenging. One of the things you said that really stood out is that women are not talking about what they're going through. There's still a lot of almost shame in talking about this part of our lives. Everybody talks about your menstrual cycle while you're having the babies and that section, but why are we isolating this? And how can we start to open that conversation so that more women feel comfortable to talk about it, do you think?
What's interesting here is that menopause has been associated with ageism. So we feel that if you are in perimenopause or you're in menopause, you've aged. So if you were to typically look at the brands, they would say anti-aging is your category, which is so sad, because we are the generation where we know that we are not young anymore, but we are not old. I mean, if 45 to 55 is the old lot, then what would you say to a 60 or a 70-year-old, right? Even they are
Correct.
not old. Look at the life expectancy. And I think for us, for our current generation, it has happened because our previous generation has not spoken about it.
Yes.
If you were to read globally what kind of acts, especially if you were to look at Europe as such, I personally thought that it's more of an Indianized thing that women are not comfortable. When I started
Mm.
reaching out to people from other nationalities, I realized it's not an Indian thing. It's more of a taboo there. I know a
Yeah.
lot of my friends in Australia. For them, menopause means weight gain, and it's a shame. At work, they are asked that, "Oh, are you menopausing because you've just gained weight? You're not losing it." And I was like, "Does that really happen?" It's shocking. I mean, you can't be so. Uh, this is a very personal comment. I mean, and to each
Yes.
own, gaining weight, losing weight, or whatever you're doing with yourself. And it's a stigma that's, I think, only we can work on it, because whatever has happened. We are in charge right now. It's you, me, it's our tribe right now who will make that change for the younger lot. That is where the change will happen.
Now, Ayurvedic medicine is known globally because you're using natural plant based remedies, right? They say that food is medicine. Whatever you put in your mouth should be healing the human body. Tell us a little bit about some of the maybe ingredients or plants that can help women at this stage in their lives. Is there anything that we can do in terms of our diet that can help as well? Let's talk a little bit about food.
Perfect. So the herbs that are there, that are recommended in Ayurveda, are also common herbs if you were to see in traditional Chinese medicine, or if you were to see Africa as a continent. There are a lot of herbs which are common to these. Some of the herbs that work amazingly well is ashwagandha. Everybody knows how good ashwagandha is. Moringa is the next one that is like amazingly, it works so well on your on calming your mind and easing these symptoms. Then there is mukta pishti, which is more again giving you coolness and with from the hot flashes. Then you have turmeric, which is great. Neem, avla, high potency of vitamin C there, and magnesium, and a lot of these. There are some powders that are there from bark of the trees, and you have shatavari. You have so these are very technical names. I'm not sure whether everybody will be familiar with these, but I would highly encourage them to visit our website, that is menoveda.com. There's a whole ingredient list, and it'll tell you what exactly it is trying to balance out. According to Ayurveda, there are three doshas actually. That's the energy in your body, right? And that is when that gets disbalanced, that is when all any of the symptom for that matter happens. So it tries to balance out those doshas for you. As far as the food is concerned or your lifestyle is concerned, as I mentioned, yoga and meditation are two extended arms of Ayurveda, and that is what it says. So, according to Ayurveda, this is a time for self introspection for a woman. Ayurveda beautifully divides your whole lifespan into three major categories. The first is the youth, that is the young one, that is when you are studying, you gain knowledge, and you're just growing up. Second is your married life, that is when you're married, you're doing performing all your duties, responsibilities, you have kids, and you have other people to look at. And then the third part, that is where menopause actually happens. So during that transition, it's more about giving back, giving back what you have learned so far, giving back to society, to other women, understanding, self introspection, getting 101 with the God. I mean, just understanding the higher purpose of your being. So, if you were to look at it from an eagle eye view, you would realize that actually it's providing you that time of self healing, because you've been running. I mean, come on, lady, you've been running for the last 45 years or 50 years of your life. You have been on a time a clock, I mean, you have been on a timer. You're looking after running for your job and other things. So you need to pause, you need to take care of your health, you need to prioritize. I was just recently speaking to somebody today in the morning, early morning today, and I asked them, then when was the last time you cooked your favorite meal or favorite dish? And she said, I don't remember, because most of us at all the times are cooking for people that we love, or somebody who's coming at home. So it's a bit it's a self love time. That's what I'm trying to say. It's Menoveda. It's Meno as in menopause, Meno, and Veda as in Ayurveda. So it's menoveda.com. And it's a very beautiful phase. And as far as you said, the food, we need to love our food most of the time. I speak to women, they're like, we are off the diet, we are not having anything, and still we are gaining weight. It's difficult because your cortisol levels are high. You need to bring down your stress, you need to sleep. If I were to ask you, when was the last time you actually had an 8 hour sleep, you would think, cumulatively in last 1 week, you would have some deficiency. In 1 month, imagine how much deficiency. And over the years, it's just accumulating. So we need to just take a pause. It's a pause to run for the next phase. That's about it. That's how I want to put it.
Now, you mentioned that there are what, 65 symptoms, and
40
most
plus.
women can't even say what they are. Tell us a few of those symptoms, besides the most obvious things that we know about, the hot flashes, we know about the weight gain. What other symptoms are there?
Yes. So there are 40 plus symptoms that are associated with menopause. Around 67% women can only name 8 to 10, the common ones that you mentioned. But there are few symptoms that are very unique to menopause. To start with, there is a new symptom that recently I came across. A lot of women refer to it as menopause rage. I mean, they say that we are a very happy go lucky person, but we are for some reason having this rage all the time, or we have a monologue that's going on. Other symptom is other one of the few other symptom that you tend to miss is that your starts smelling. You have a smelly sweat, or a burning sensation in your feet and hands, on your palms. Other could be a metallic taste in your mouth. That is a very misunderstood symptom, and most of the time it's missed and you don't know why it is happening. Sometimes even women tell us that they've started hearing things, as in some music, or something that's different, or a song that has got stuck in their head. So these are some of the symptoms that nobody's talking about. Other than, of course, loss of libido is there, but vaginal dryness, vaginal itching, these are some symptoms that happen. Skin dryness is there, but then hair thinning, hair fall are the common ones. Mood swings, anxiety, depression are the common ones, but ADHD, brain fog is something that it takes a bit of time for you to notice that, oh, this is happening with me. So yes, it's a crazy time, but
Yes.
yes, the list is huge. At times you just go through, and I have women telling me, oh, I have every damn thing that's written there. Yes, I'm going through everything. And then there are women who will call us and say, I don't have any of it. In fact, the opposite of hot flash, there are women who tell us that they're getting cold chills. So there are few
Okay.
who experience that also. So very confusing times for us women.
And that's what makes it confusing, because the experience is going to be different for every woman. There's no one way to go through menopause. We all experience it very, very differently.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Everybody's journey is going to be unique. Earlier it used to be 70% hereditary and 30% of your lifestyle. Now it's the reverse. It's 70% of your lifestyle and 30% of your hereditary, because we are not like what our mothers used to be or what our grandmothers used to be. Our lifestyles have changed, our food has changed, our food habits have changed. So it's going to be different, and yet it's going to be so much common to each one of us.
Yes. Yeah. Now, if I could take you back to the younger you, the young woman who was going through life, nobody's talking about menopause. In case there's a young woman who's listening to us now, what would you have wanted somebody to have told you about menopause when you were still mothering your children, for example?
This question is actually very close to my heart, because even our survey said that, and 82% said that they thought that menopause just happens and it just stops in a day. So that is what. And I at times think that we all have majorly missed our science classes, because it was not talked about. I knew what is menopause. So for me, younger me knew what is menopause. That's about it. I had no clue. I never spoke to my mother what she was going through, nor did she discuss. The last generation did not. I mean, At least mine did not. So I don't know, but now I can think back, I can realize why my high school teachers used to feel, agitated or a bit have anxiety or panic attacks at times, why my college professors were behaving a certain way which was not called for, because as women, they're going through that, they're working and they're not letting anybody else know. For us, it was very confusing. I know that now. For younger me, I was absolutely, um, I don't know what's the right word for it, but I think I did not have much clue about it, and I'm really ashamed of that fact. Yeah, I'll own it. Yes,
We were very unprepared, I think is the word. We were
yes.
very unprepared for what's coming. And like you're saying, just understanding that it's not something that just comes and goes. It's a phase. It's a 4 or 5 year journey of transitioning. It just
It,
doesn't come
you,
and go.
it can go from 3 years to 12 years.
Yes.
See, you yourself said 3 to 4 years. It's from 3 years to 12 years. Your
Oh,
perimenopause starts 10 years before your main, the average age of that country. So for India, the average age of menopausal women is 46.5. And by 2025, this will go down to 42 years, which means the perimenopause phase will start 8 to 10 years before. Now imagine you're 37, 38. I was running after my kids. I don't remember that I had anything because I never noticed it. I never had time to notice any of these symptoms. So, and it's
mhm.
going down for Indian women or for Asian women. The timelines are going down. We menopause 5 years earlier than our European counterparts. You know,
Oh,
and
wow.
so it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, 10 years, 12 years. If I have to be in this phase, which nobody prepared me for, it's scary to know now.
You're completely in the dark. Now,
Yes.
let's talk about you, the entrepreneur, this amazing woman who has been supporting others through their journeys of entrepreneurship. Again, you came to a foreign country, you're having to start from scratch, you're reinventing yourself. What I think you did really well is you used all of the skills that you did have to rebuild. A lot of times we feel that our transferable skills aren't enough. If there is somebody who's listening to this podcast who's moved to a foreign country, can't get registration, maybe they were a doctor, can't go back into the profession they were doing, give us 3 nuggets of wisdom, things that they can do to fit in, transition, but use those transferable skills to rebuild.
Perfect. So, what prepared me and why I had a smoother transition in Australia was, I think, first is that reach out before you reach there. That means start reaching out to communities, to people on LinkedIn, on WhatsApp groups, or if you have friends and family, start joining those groups, start speaking to people, get as much insights that you want. Secondly, what played out for me was I play at this age in service. I mean, you said, you're younger self, but I'm still young and I've got another halfway to go. Assuming that, I think I love to play with my strengths. So I right now I am not in that phase where I will jump on everything I need to learn. No, I've done that when I was much younger. Right now I play with my strengths. So my strength, if my strength is networking, if my strength is scaling, if my strength is getting funds for a company, or my strength is expanding, or my strength is going from 0 to 1, I play on that, and that is what I'm good at. That is what I want to do right now, and that is when I tell a lot of my friends who are migrating now or are going, even for younger generation, go out, talk to people, understand and respect the culture that's there. First of all, you should not have that mindset when you're coming or stepping into a new country that whatever's there at back home is going to be same. You need to respect those people. You need to respect the citizens of that country. You need to respect their laws. You need to respect how they move in the society as such. And with that thought, build up, ask for help, and you will receive it. I firmly believe that I've had the fondest of love. I've got the greatest of love with friends and other set of peoples from Australia. and they've helped me. I just had to ask them, or on LinkedIn, or otherwise write a mail to them, and everybody has been so positive and forthcoming and helping me out. I've just enjoyed that love. So for me, just don't shy away, ask for it and you will receive it. uh, Play on your strengths, and yes, respect the country that you're in, because with if you come with the same mindset, it will not work. You should be
Yeah.
flexible enough. I mean, youngsters should be flexible enough. I think that's what at times lacks in them. They are in a hurry to reach somewhere very soon. 18, 22-year old telling you that I want to be a billionaire and I want to stop working after 30. What will you do after 30? I mean, what is the hurry for? Where's the hurry? Where are you going? Where are you landing? So I don't know. That's what I keep telling them. Slow down, enjoy every process.
I love it. So now with my final question, let me teleport you into the future. And we're going to have a little thought experiment. You're now 90 years old. You're healthy. You're vibrant. You're sitting on your porch in your rocking chair, surrounded by your children and your grandchildren. If I could take you now to go and meet the older you, based on how you are living your life right now, what would you say to this wise woman who's led you to that point?
I I think I'm going to pat her for all the right bets that she's placed, and of all the fun and that she's had in life, and for all the love that she's received in life. I think it's so far so good. So I think I see myself at 90 pretty happy, sitting with the whole clan and enjoying what I've done. I am in a very happy space, and I don't see any reason why it'll be the other way. It's a very purpose-driven thing that I'm doing right now, and I'm enjoying it. If because just because I'm able to contribute. I read this book, "Who Will Cry When You Will Die." I know a lot of people are going to cry, and I think so they would. So
Love
that's
it.
it.
Love it. The reason why I like to ask that question is that a lot of women don't realize that the wise woman is already in them. A lot of times we look outside of ourselves for all of the answers instead of going within. So thank you so much for gracing us with your presence today, sharing your knowledge, your wisdom at this very important time in a woman's life. And congratulations on launching this new company, bringing this new product to the world. We need it. We need it. I went through the change with no medication. I opted not to go on anything because I've seen the side effects that are very, very negative. It wasn't easy. I'm still in the middle of it, but you and I need to talk. You need to bring some back to Australia when you come. Thank you
We'll ship
so
it,
much.
don't worry. Thank you so much for having me. It's so much fun. It's so nice to know what you are doing. I think you are giving, opportunity to all women, either side, or both the sides, in fact, for that matter. Just to convey what we have, all our hardships have been, and what the younger generation can take away. But I think you're doing an amazing, amazing job. You're an inspiration yourself, and
Thank
I
you.
couldn't wait to catch up on the real coffee with you soon.
Yes, we will see each other soon. And
Absolutely.
thank you to everybody who's tuned in today. The Her Story Circle is attracting some phenomenal women, movers and shakers in our community, changing the world for good, focused on women's empowerment. So come back again tomorrow when I interview another amazing guest. In the meantime, have a fantastic day, morning, or evening, wherever you are in the world. And thank you again for this interview.
Thank
Bye
you.
for now, everybody. Thank you for tuning into the Her Story Circle podcast. I hope today's story has inspired you to believe in the power of our stories and the difference you can make in the world when you use your voice. I'm Gertrude Mache, and it's been an honor to share this space with you, where voices from all walks of life come together to weave a rich tapestry of diverse perspectives. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review our podcast to help us share these stories with more listeners. Follow us on social media by looking for the Her Story Circle podcast for more updates, and join us tomorrow for another episode filled with courage, resilience, and empowerment. Remember, your story matters, and together we're building a stronger, more inclusive world. Until next time, keep